The most divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country.
Drama erupts at The View. Joy Behar's shocking exit. Sparks chaos, buckle up, because things just took a wild turn over at The View. Longtime panelist and the show's most outspoken voice, Joy Behar, is officially out. But this isn't some quiet farewell. Oh no, this one's messy. Behind the scenes, the fallout is explosive. Former Trump aide Karoline Leavitt has come forward, claiming she played a major role in Behar's unexpected departure. ABC is scrambling, ratings are tanking, and sources say Joy is absolutely livid over how it all went down. So what really happened? How did Leavitt manage to push The View's most controversial host out the door? And the biggest question of all, without Joy Behar, can The View survive? Stay tuned because this story is far from over.
She's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Here is Joy objectifying the White House press secretary, saying she only has the job.
View's biggest shakeup. Yet love her or hate her, there's no denying that Joy Behar has been the fiery core of The View for decades. From heated debates to viral meltdowns, she was always in the thick of Was this a long overdue decision? A strategic network move? Or something far more dramatic? Reports are flying that ABC is in full crisis mode, desperate to keep viewers hooked. And let's be honest, without Joy's sharp-tongued showdowns, will the drama-loving audience even stick around? Enter Karoline Leavitt, the young conservative powerhouse who just might have played a bigger role in this bombshell exit than anyone expected. The View has never been shy about clashing with right-wing women, but this time, they picked the wrong fight. Karoline isn't just another political commentator. She's a force to be reckoned with. As the youngest White House press staffer in history, she's quick, fearless, and unafraid to call out the so-called woke agenda. And when Joy came for her, let's just say she had no idea what she was up against. What started as a tense debate quickly spiraled into an all-out clash. But this time, it wasn't just another headline-grabbing argument. It may have been the final straw that pushed ABC to pull the plug on its most controversial host. With fans divided, backlash brewing, and The View facing its biggest identity crisis yet, one thing is clear. This is a turning point for the show. Is this the beginning of the end, or just the start of a whole new battle? Stay tuned.
Attacking a woman for her looks or age isn't very progressive. Let's bring in Sky News contributor Kosha Garda. Kosha, particularly that last clip that we played, it was so condescending. The way that she was scolding her as if she was a schoolgirl, suggesting she needed to do her homework. I find it so hypocritical when these so-called, caring, progressive voices just turn so nasty like.
Polished and engaging rewrite with a sharp but professional tone. It's refreshing to see reporters like Kosha standing behind Karoline Leavitt. If nothing else, it proves that not everyone in the media shares the same mindset as The View's hosts. This keeps the statement impactful while maintaining a strong yet balanced tone. Let me know if you'd like any.
Yes, and as you mentioned, with conservative women, there's a long list of that, both of Trump's previous press secretaries, females, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Kayleigh McEnany, other figures like his campaign manager the first time, Kellyanne Conway, Sarah Palin very famously had to bear the brunt of a lot of this. So people are used to that. I think in their bubble of the audience that The View speaks to, that's probably kind of what the group think is. So one defense, I guess, is that she was speaking to her audience, but you take it outside of that bubble the way you are right now, and we all can see what it is.
Crosses the line. and Karoline Leavitt. Fires back. When I say Joy Behar went low, I mean embarrassingly low. With her signature smugness, she didn't just challenge Karoline Leavitt's views, she took a direct shot at her entire career. Instead of acknowledging Leavitt's experience, talent, or political expertise, Joy reduced her success to nothing more than her looks. She outright suggested that Karoline wasn't in her position because of her skills, but simply because she was a pretty face handpicked by Donald Trump. Even for The View, this was bad. The second those words left Joy's mouth, the tension in the room was undeniable. Gasps from the audience, awkward shifting from her co-hosts, who usually back her up no matter what. You know it's a disaster when even your own side doesn't want to touch the mess you just created, and once that clip hit social media, there was no turning back. But here's where things took an unexpected turn. Karoline didn't do what most people in her position would have. No passive-aggressive tweet, no playing the victim, no half-hearted PR statement. Instead, she went on the offensive, full throttle. The first thing she did, she called out The View's blatant hypocrisy when it comes to so-called women empowerment. And that's when everything really started to unravel.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
Karoline Leavitt flips the script, and ABC goes into full panic mode. The View loves to preach about supporting strong, independent women who break barriers, until that woman doesn't fit their woke-approved mold. The moment someone dares to challenge their narrative, it's open season. Suddenly, personal attacks are fair game. Mocking her? Fine. Belittling her career? No problem. Reducing her accomplishments to her looks? Standard procedure.
Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
Karoline Leavitt? She wasn't having it. Instead of taking the hit, she called The View out for exactly what they were doing, loudly and clearly. And she didn't stop at a simple clapback. She turned the entire situation on its head. Karoline exposed the truth. This wasn't about her qualifications. The View went after her because she refused to play by their rules. She wasn't part of their club, didn't subscribe to their ideology, and instead of debating her ideas, they went for the cheapest, laziest insult they could think of, something they would never say to a woman on their own side. That's when the backlash exploded. And it wasn't just conservatives who took notice. Viewers across the board, longtime View fans included, called out the blatant hypocrisy. Even ABC couldn't ignore it. Suddenly, it wasn't Karoline's credibility under fire, it was The View's. ABC knew they had a disaster on their hands, scrambling behind the scenes to contain the fallout. This wasn't just a bad segment, it was a full-blown crisis, one that forced the network to make some tough calls. And then, things escalated even further, because Karoline didn't just fire back. She went straight for ABC's jugular. She slapped them with a lawsuit so massive, it sent shockwaves through the network. This wasn't just about a snide on-air remark. Karoline accused Joy Behar of deliberate defamation, claiming the attack was a calculated move to destroy her reputation.